السلام عليكم. Okay, on the EBS, this is XT2 EBS. So if you want to go to the setup mode, you press function and F2. So you come to this config mode, function and F2, and when you press F3, you can see over here, basic and advanced mode. So you press F3, you go to the advanced mode. And if you want to go up and down, you can see in advanced mode on the servers, it is only one. So we go for 50 Hz, 1080i resolution, MJPEG standards, 1280, and LTC time code, okay. And then we go, you see, we'll go to the channels. So we have 9 pages. So how we go the pages up and down? We say page up and page down. See, page up and page down. We go to the different pages. So now one by one we will go. If you can see the input over here, we are having 3 inputs and 3 outputs. We are using base configuration, multicam, LSM. Now here this is important. This is important. We are using, there are 6 RS422 ports. 6 RS422 ports. So the first 3 we are using for remote. So you can see it's EBS, 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 remote. And the next 3 we are using them as Sony BBW75. The reason is we configure the Piero on these 3 ports, and by default we keep it on 4th, and we have configured it on the remaining 3, 5th and 6th. So the Piero RS422 cable, which is coming from the Piero to the EBS, is connected to either port 4 or 5 or 6. Port 4 or 5 or 6. And the remote control cable of the EBS RS422, it is connected to port 1 and 2 and 3. RS422, port 1, 2 and 3. So this is important because the 4th and 5th and port, we are not taking EBS remote as the protocol, we are taking Sony BBW75. This is the first major step. And the second major step you have to mention over here, EBS remote Sony BBW, this is 5. You see 5? So now even if you will connect to port 4 and port 6, Piero will not operate. You have to connect it to port 5. So port 5 is configured, so we say EBS remote Sony BBW port 5 parallel and main. So now I will configure port 4. Just to be on the safe side, so I'm using tab button. Tab, 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 tab. Now I have reached here. Now I'll use space bar. Sony BBW. By default, it did not take 5. It gave me 4, you see. By default, it gave me 4. So this is okay for me. I'll go parallel. This is okay. I'll say secondary. Okay. So now, with this configuration, I can mention it as, I'll have to mention this one as main if I'm going to take 4. So I have configured the ports, and then I'll have to configure the remote also over here. So in this manner, I can use the port 4 also to be configured as for Piero. So this was one setting, and you can see we are having output 123 as PGM 123 and input records 123. So this was the first page. I'll go page down. Second page, normally this is, you can see audio connectors, XLR, 8 monos, and this is the third page. Yeah, okay. You can see here we are using embedded signals. Input 1, 2 and 3, advanced audio settings. Advanced audio settings for the output. Okay. Page 7 and 8. And okay, time code settings. And then, okay. You can see PGM 123 and cameras. So this was the channel settings. Now I'll go to the network settings. You can see we have mentioned type of the server is master. If you want the server to be connected on a network, you can, the remaining will be slave. And we have typed the number just like the IP address. We give a port number. This is for the SDTI connections, okay? So we use the speed, no relay 1485. We have named it as EVS1 and net number 2 and master. So if you want to connect another server, you just give it a name, EVS2, maybe net number 3, and you put it as slave. So you can connect them through SDTI net connections. Okay, the gen lock. Here you check the gen lock, the protocols. You see, this is the protocol, Sony BBW, which we use in order to connect the Piero in parallel. Piero in parallel, okay? So this is why the Piero cable RS422, which is connecting to the EVS, it should be on the 5th port, because we have configured it on the 5th port. We'll go down the next page, the GPI connections, it's all disabled. Okay, so over here we are having 6 different pages. 1, 2, okay, this is the slot where the material is being saved. You remember I told you page, then bank, and then clip number. So this, they create a playlist, and you can reserve. Normally we reserve 5 in order to transfer material between 2 or 3 different EVS servers. Yeah, I told you, push and receive, you see? So it will receive material from 5 and it will push material from bank 5 or bank 2. So this normally the operators, they configure it to receive and send the material on which bank to receive, so that the material does not go arbitrarily to different targets, different banks and different pages. And then, okay, here you can configure, like you see, you saw the jog controller, different speeds, fast jog, 28 times, and normally this the operators, they configure. Okay, hyper motion controller, and then special effects. So this is the setup, basic setup of the EVS. This is the basic setup of the EVS XT2 in Studio 8. I think, yeah. Okay, thank you.